Call the meeting to order. We stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nikki, roll call please.
Alderpersons Panaleo,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Goodhue,
Yes.
Hanson. Here. Plum.
Here.
Alderperson Marty's excused, Mayor Hilson excused, Chief Lobby excused, Officer Klaus,
Here.
and Street Superintendent Barry.
Here.
Okay, approval or correction of minutes for the meeting held on June the 18th, 2018, regular session.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the meeting held June 18th, 2018.
I'll second it. Okay, any petitions and communications? Oh, roll call please.
Robinson,
Yes.
Goodhue,
Yes.
Hanson. Yes. Plum,
Yes.
Panaleo.
Yes. Okay, petitions and communications, any citizen comments? Okay, we'll go to report of the standing committees. Finance Committee, for Goodhue.
Our meeting was held on June 18th, 2018. Let me do some of the highlights here. Both Nikki and Brenda will be attending the UW Green Bay Clerk Treasurers Institute, and it's coming up in July. A full scholarship for tuition was received from the Municipal Treasurers Association of Wisconsin for Nikki, and Brenda will be completing the clerk's track. We also attended the League of Wisconsin Clerks, Treasurers, and Finance Officers, the girls did, which was very informative. We talked about Kenwood infrastructure projects. The cost was estimated at $900,000 and MSA engineering costs at $130,000. TIF expenses and TIF funded projects were discussed. The clerk treasurer's office will be extending office hours to accommodate early voting for the next 2 elections. The budgeted new voting machine will be ordered, as our current machine will be decertified in December. We hope to have the new one by the November election. Talked about the 2018 budget. Discussion took place on the purchase of body camera storage software. And we voted to purchase the software. Talked about our insurance renewal quote. That was approved to accept that. We recommended that our police department trade in and purchase the new handguns. That was passed, or recommended, sorry. And let's see. Benner Excavating was chosen to do the parking lot on Cedar Street. Talked a little bit more about TIF. That's the majority of what was discussed. Is there any other questions that I can answer for anybody on that?
Okay. And then policy and procedure.
Okay, policy and procedure was called to order on June 19th at 5:30. Petitions and communication, Panaleo had discussed the ordinance on perpetual garage sales and the possibility of permits. The agenda items was mainly ATV, UTV, discussion on opening certain roads and hours. And that was, I had a lengthy discussion, and then we recommended by Marty, second by Goodyear, to approve the ordinance 03-2018, amending -10-4-1 related to ATVs and UTVs. And then the other one was, we recommended by Marty, second by Goodyear, to approve the ordinance -4-2018, amending -4-2, parentheses C, parentheses 2, rescinding all-terrain vehicles, and that all was voted on. And then the other one is we needed a stop sign at a controlled intersection, and that was passed. So that was pretty much what we discussed.
Okay, and then personnel?
We just talked about the possibility of changing the way our police department is operating. The other things we talked about were how people were hired in public works and in the office. And that's about all we did.
So, new and unfinished business. Introduce and adopt. Oh, right. Oh boy, I'm trying to get over it already. I told you it was gonna be a short meeting. Report of the officers. I am sitting in for the mayor today, and I know that Mayor Hilson has mentioned many times in regards to watching for stop signs and being safe in the streets here in the city of Adams. I, however, would like to reiterate that a little bit more. Our police officers are dedicated. They are out there doing their job all day, all night long. However, they cannot be in every street, in every house, and watching everyone in the community all at the same time. It takes the community to come together and decide that we want to make a difference. Adams is a great town to not only live but raise our children. And so because of that, we would like your eyes to also be there and help the police officers of the city of Adams to take care of things anywhere from people not stopping at stop signs, but also drugs, drug activity, anybody that maybe has excessive drinking and you happen to notice. And we don't want just phone calls, to the police department in regards to things that you may be seeing. However, knowing vehicles, the make and model, knowing a license plate number, knowing a house number, an activity that's going on, those are the type of things that can be crucial to taking care of these kind of issues and many other. So if you do happen to see something, you can contact obviously any one of us as aldermen, because that's what we're here to do, is to serve the community. You could also email adamspd@maqs.net, or you could contact the city hall if you don't know how to get a hold of any one of us by calling 608-339-6516. And we will appreciate your involvement in helping the city of Adams rid ourselves of drug, alcohol problems, sexual abuse, and many other things. Thank you. And now for the police department update.
During the month of June, Chief Lobby attended city council meetings, various city committee meetings, and instructor update training. Officers handled 165 calls for service and issued 67 citations with 55 written warnings during the month. Officers were individually issued Narcan injectors. They received them through a grant that we got that cost the city nothing. Each officer gets 2 injectors. Officers are continuing property maintenance checks throughout the city, issuing warnings, trying to get people to take care of that. We also assisted in Public Works to get contacting property owners in violation of grass cutting. I know several of them were contacted. I know there's one I couldn't get a hold of, but says here they also ordered a wash guard evidence software and hope to have it up and running in July. This will allow us to properly store and view footage from the body worn cameras. So that he also, Officer Lowey also has 2 part-time officers that he's gonna start training in the near future. Both have full-time experience, so he hopes that to have them going in late July. Part-time officers are needed to maintain a 24-hour-day police coverage at a reasonable cost to the city. They are used when full-timers take paid leave, such as vacation, compensationary time, and sick time. I guess right now would be a time to introduce the 2 new officers that the police department has. On the left here is Scott Schley, and on the right would be Walker Christie. If you guys would like to introduce us to the community and tell them about yourself, you can now at your time.
Scott Schley, I have 18 years in law enforcement. I worked 18 years in Marshfield, and now I'm down here. So I'm excited to get going and serve the communities of Adams. So thank you.
Walker Kirstein, born and raised here, graduated here in 2014. Have about a year of experience in between a couple of different agencies around the surrounding counties. Happy to be back working around here. It's definitely nice to be able to interact with people that I know, and it means a lot more to keep a community that I currently live in still safe.
That's all.
Thank you. I just want to say that I've gotten a lot of compliments about our officers, so I just wanted to let everybody know that it's really makes me proud to have officers on board like that.
It's good to hear.
Yep, you don't always hear the positive.
No, we don't.
Superintendent Barry.
A couple things we did last week, managed to get Main Street completely painted. We weren't able to come in at night and do it. We had to do it during the daytime. Everything did go very well. I basically sent all 4 of my guys up there so they could barricade sections off, but it got done. It dried beautiful. I know last year when we did it at nighttime, that last one, it was a cold night, and that's why a lot of the paint in the crosswalks sloughed off and looked like crap right after it was done. This year they should look pretty good for a long time now because it was such a beautiful day for painting, so that's done. Now that the lights are up and installed at Burt Morris Park, we started doing a lot of the landscape cleanup over there. That will be ongoing until we're done. The 3 new picnic table areas are installed with pea gravel in them. The grill bases were set in concrete. They will hopefully be finished up sometime this week. Street sweeper was broke down. We had to do a bunch of repairs on it. We got it back up and running today, so it was out. Brian's coming in early tomorrow morning to get Main Street swept, so it's ready to go for the parade. We revamped our parade detour signs. The guys were out dry fitting them today to make sure everything was going to work good for the parade. So we'll be working with that tomorrow and getting everything ready for the parade. This year again, I will be driving a truck. I have yet to decide which truck I'm taking, but Bobby Pantaleo has offered to ride with me this year and help me swing candy. So the other big thing that I need to mention, and I'm not sure how many council members are aware of it yet, but last Friday, Jeff Moore, our wastewater operator, turned in his letter of retirement, and he will be retiring as of the end of this year. So that's something that Public Works and Personnel Committee are going to have to be working on real soon, is to start the hiring process and get someone in here to train to be a wastewater backup operator. Brian, over the last 6-7 years, when he was hired full-time, was hired to be the backup operator, and eventually when Jeff retired, take over for Jeff. He's gonna be pretty close to being able to just jump in and take it over. He's gonna have his work cut out for him, but that's what he's been trained to do. So, but something that the city council and committees need to really think about is we have to have a backup operator. Right now, I also have my wastewater license, so in the time being, I will be his backup.
But I've got plenty of other jobs and duties to do with my position, with running the water department, keeping everything else going, that we need to seriously look at when we hire to replace someone, if not two people, that the first job we hire for needs to be either have wastewater experience or willing to learn it, and we're gonna have to start sending them to school because we have to have a backup. I'm gonna probably be retiring 5 years. So it's something that I'm gonna be pushing Public Works Committee and Personnel Committee, that we need to start looking at some of this stuff for the future coming up here, so.
How long does the schooling usually take?
Brian's been working at it for 7 years now, and it's, that type of schooling is ongoing. The way the DNR in the state constantly is changing rules, regulations, it's ongoing training. The same with the water department. That's one of the things, when Chris was hired, I'm slowly bringing Chris in and training him to take over the water department once I do retire. So, but I'm gonna be bringing it up many times here in the next couple of months, because it's something that we need to really start thinking about and looking at what this city wants to do, so. Another, just a note on that, as of October 1st, Jeff will have worked for the city of Adams for 45 years. So I think this city should really seriously think about doing something for Jeff when he gets close to retirement, because that's a long time to put in one place for a municipality, and he has always been here. He's given 110% to this city over the years, so he's a wealth of knowledge that all of us are gonna miss, so that's what I've got.
At this point, I'm gonna read something that I should have read at the beginning, but definitely I need to do it now. I, Roberta Pantaleo, state that I would like to retain my voting privileges and choose to forego veto power as acting mayor. So new and unfinished business is to introduce and adapt ordinance 03-2018, amending 10-4-1 ATVs and UTVs.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 03-2018, amending 10-4-1 ATVs and UTVs.
I'll second it.
Any comments? Questions? Okay, we'll go on to the second item. Introduce and adapt ordinance.
Roll call.
Ask
Discussion.
Roll call.
And roll call. Any discussion?
Yeah, was there any discussions? Take the roll call.
Goodhue,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Plum,
No.
Panaleo,
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Introduce and adapt ordinance 04-2018, amending 10-4-2C2, regulating off-road vehicles and operation. Any questions or comments?
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 04-2018, amending 10-42C2, regulating off-road vehicles and operations.
I'll second that one.
Roll call.
No discussion?
I just don't know if that's, I'm having a problem with this because we're gonna add another level of vehicle on our roads, roadways, whatever. We have children to think about, we have this. And not everybody is going to follow all of the rules, which,
So we have law enforcement.
which, you know, we're taxing them, but we're taxing law enforcement. We're asking them to add on one more thing to their plate. I don't necessarily think that's really fair for them.
Any other comments? Okay, Nikki, roll please.
Hanson,
Yes.
Clum,
No.
Panaleo,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Goodhue.
Yes.
Introduce and adapt ordinances 05-2018, amending 10-1-11, parentheses 143, controlled intersections. Any comments? Questions?
For those who don't know, it was discussed at a couple of meetings ago, and this is for out on, south of the tracks on Sherman Street, I believe, at Linden Street, I believe. They want to make that a four-way stop instead of a two-way stop.
That's correct.
Is that right, Matt?
I believe so, yes.
Yes. That was the way I understood it.
Yes. We had quite the discussion about, okay, what exactly wants to be done out there, so.
Intersection.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 05-2018, amending 10-1-11, parentheses 143, controlled intersections.
I'll second that.
Nikki, a vote, please.
Clum,
Yes.
Panaleo,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Goodhue,
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Okay, then, last one on the agenda is the approve and payment of the bills.
Make motion to pay the bills.
I second it.
Okay, before we adjourn, we do need to state, roll call.
Panaleo,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Goodhue,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Clum.
Yes.
Okay. You can tell I haven't done this often. Before we adjourn, I do want to state that the ATV, UTVs, that does not take effect until publication of the ordinance and all of the signs have been posted around the city. So make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Robinson,
Yes.
Goodhue,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Clum,
Yes.
Panaleo.
Yes. Thank you.